Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. On today's episode, we're looking at Topaz Adjust AI. Now, I wanted to take a deep dive into this great filter and show you how it works, show you all the ins and outs of it. I'm going to use three different images: this image, and this image. Okay. These are the befores, by the way. I'm going to give you one teaser. Here's the after of this image right here. Okay, isn't that great? So I'm going to show you how this thing works, and without any further ado, let's get started. This is our first image, and I'm going to process each one of these images this way today. Now, I'm only using Adjust AI to show you the power of it on each one of the images. All I've done was duplicated the background layer, and I've done that for each one of these different images, okay? So we have three examples, and I thought these examples would really show off the power of Adjust AI, but we're going to really get into the filter itself and see what it can do for us. So I'm going to go ahead and come up to Filter, and I'm going to launch Adjust AI, and then we'll get started. So here we are now inside of Adjust AI. Now, you'll notice we have different ways of viewing our image. We have a dual screen mode. I'll click that on so you can see. On the left would be your before and on the right would be your after. I think I'm going to use this today so we can really compare the two side by side. Then you have a split screen where you could run this bar across and see the before and after. But I think I'm going to leave it in dual. And then you have like original. If you just wanted to have a single image on here, if you clicked original, you could see the before and after. And then we have a fit to screen button here. If you click it, it'll fit the image to screen, or you could zoom in. And you'll notice both images zoom in together, and then when you click fit, it goes back to the full screen there, which is really nice. Up here we have some presets we can use. I'm not going to get into that today, and you can add your own presets. There's an undo and a reset button here, which is cool too. But here's the power of Adjust AI. Right now it says off. There's two modes, standard and HDR style. Of course, HDR style is going to be a little more higher dynamic range. I thought it was going to be a little bit over the top because I'm not a big fan of HDR, but I like it. I use it a lot, and I think it works out really nice. And then standard. A lot of times you will just use standard, and I think on this image, standard is going to work well too. So let me go ahead and click on standard, and we'll compare the left to the right. So look at the left and look at the right. Already there, I think you can see that it's a really nice improvement. Now let's click on the HDR style. More dynamic range, and it works with the coloring a little bit differently. But on this image, I think we're going to go standard. No matter which one of these adjustments you decide upon, you have this strength here. It's like an opacity slider. So if you felt that HDR was kind of nice but a little bit too much, you could just ease off on it a little bit if you wanted to. It's just like pulling an opacity slider back, so it's kind of nice. But I think we're going to start out on standard on this image, and we'll leave it at full strength. Now, we also have all these adjustments here. We have the brightness section here with our exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, whites, and blacks. We also have a color section with temperature and tint, which is really nice. And we have saturation, so we can add more saturation or take some saturation away. We have this really great slider or filter in here called clarity, which is dealing with contrast, micro, low, medium, and high contrast. And then we have this detail section where we can bump up details in small, medium, or large. And then we have a boost. It's kind of like a fine tuning. We also can sharpen in here, so we can do a lot of different things to our image. And if we get, with details, sometimes if you overdo some of these things, you may induce some artifacts in your image. You can reduce those by adjusting this slider to the right, and it'll tame those artifacts down, which is a nice feature. You can also stylize your images by using like a split tone. You can add a different hue of tint to your highlights and a different hue or tint to your shadows, which is nice. And then there's a balance slider. And if you wanted to, hey, you can add grain to your image. It's like, say, a black and white image. You want to add some grain to it. Really nice grain engine in here. I don't do that too often, but you do have that here. And you can add just standard luminance type grain, which would be gray or color grain. If you want it on a color image, you want to add some color grain to make it look kind of more realistic. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and start the adjustments on this image. I'll be working on 3 different images in this tutorial, so I'm going to go rather quickly through here, but just kind of follow me along here. So brightness, if we feel we needed more exposure, we could bump this up, or we could take some of that exposure back a little bit. And I just might take the exposure back a little bit. And we have a contrast adjustment here. We could give ourselves a little extra contrast. I'm not going to go too much. I might pull my highlights back just a little bit. We can open our shadows up some if we wanted to, maybe something like that. And white and blacks look pretty good. I'm not going to touch that. And now I'm going to come down. I like my temperature and tint, so I'm not going to mess with that. I think my saturation is okay. I might do that at the end if I feel I need it. But here's a favorite section of mine, micro, or the clarity section here, which is dealing with contrast. So let's bump up the micro contrast and check that out. Look at that nice little bit of detail that pops out in the micro. Micro is more like add some like detail pop to your image. Now you've got to be careful. You don't want to go too much because it can get out of hand. But a little bit goes a long way here. Let's play with our low, something like that. Let's play with our medium. Okay. And I like to pull my sliders up a little bit and then just ease them off and stop when it gets to where I like it. And let's try our high. Okay, maybe just a little bit of high. But look at the left, compare it to the right. Isn't that nice so far? Looks good. The detail section is really nice if you want to add extra detail to your image. We can work with small, medium, or large details. We have a boost slider for fine tuning. So I'm going to give it a little bit of small detail, just a little bit of medium detail. Be careful here because you can go bad really quick, and a little bit of large detail. I think that'll look great. Next, we're in the split tone section, which is really nice. We can tint our highlights and shadows independently. And then you have the hue range where you can take it through any one of the tints you want. I'm going to bump up my highlights right now. I'm in the yellow where it defaults at, which will warm my highlights up. Now that's too far, it gets too yellow. So I'm just going to ease it off till it looks right. And then I'm going to work with my shadow saturation. And the shadow defaults at blue. And then, of course, you can take that shadow hue and move it through any one of the tints that you want. So I'm just going to bring up the shadow saturation a little bit. It's going to add a little bit of blue to my shadows. Typically, you want to warm your highlights and cool your shadows, but you can do anything you want. On my left is the before, on my right is my after. And let's go ahead and click apply and send us back into Photoshop. This is our second image, a landscape image, and I just brought it in from Photoshop to save time. And let's try the same thing out. We're going to click on standard, see what we get. Takes a few seconds here. It's pretty darn quick, I have to say. There's standard. And now let's click on HDR style and see what that looks like. And there's the HDR style. And I kind of like it on this image. I like the little extra color. Now, on this one, it's a little bit too blue for me, but I'm not going to worry about that because I'll show you how I take care of that. Once I get this back in Photoshop, I'll do a little bit of saturation adjustments on it with a hue saturation layer. Very simple to do, and I'll show you how to do it. But let's go ahead and leave it here, but let's take the strength back a little bit because I think it's a little bit too strong. So I'm just going to ease that back a little bit. Now let's start playing with the adjustments. Do we need to make any brightness adjustments here? I might just pull my highlights back just a little bit. I always like to pull my highlights back just to tame them a little bit. Let's see if I want to open up the shadows any. I might just open up the shadows just a little bit. And I'm liking the color and everything, so I'm going to move down into clarity. This is probably my favorite thing to do inside of Adjust AI. Let's bump up the micro. Don't want to go too crazy because look, if I take it way up, it can get looking really crazy out there. You can see there's some dust spots in here, but we're not worrying about that. These are just stock images. Those are easy to fix in Photoshop, but forget those. This is about Adjust AI right now. Okay, so I'm going to give it a little bit of micro, and let's give it a little bit of low. And hey, let's go ahead and put on the dual screen like I did on the last image here. And let's click on fit so we can actually see the before and the after. But look at the difference already. It's pretty amazing, huh? Let's give it a little bit of medium. Yeah, a little bit of medium. And how about some high? Yeah, just a little bit of high too. I think that looks good. But look at the before and the after. Amazing results. I might just give it a little bit of small detail. Now you really got to be careful here, so you don't want to overdo. Maybe a smidge of, do you like that word? A little smidge of medium detail and just a tiny bit of large. Just a very little bit. Split toning, I'm not going to mess with. I'm happy with this. I forgot to tell you on the first image, there's also a grain engine in here, so you can add some grain if you want to. I don't do that too often, but sometimes in a black and white, you can add some grain, which is really nice. But there's our second image. There's the before and the after. And let's see here. What about the saturation? I might come up to the saturation. Maybe just ease that saturation off just a little tiny bit. Maybe to like a -5. Or do I like it? No, it looks good. I don't want it to look too over the top, but I really love the before and after results here. Let's go ahead and click apply. Now I'm going to show you in Photoshop how I will tame down the blues that I thought were a little bit too strong. So all I have to do there is come to the adjustment layers, and we'll get a hue saturation adjustment layer, and this is nice. Now if you don't have, come up to the properties here and see the little menu here. Click on this. Make sure you have auto select targeted adjustment tool selected, okay? If you don't, check that on. We're on saturation, so what we do is pick a blue tone that we want to get, ease off on. So click, and I'm going to drag to the left. And you'll notice here it only targets those blue colors, right? So I'm just going to ease off in the blue just like that. Isn't that nice? I could just get rid of some of that extra blue in there. If I wanted my yellows or orangish type tones to come up a little bit, I can click on those and drag it to the right this time and increase that saturation. Isn't that fun? So that's kind of nice too. So we can bring the yellows and oranges up just a little bit. Now I'm not going to go too crazy. And then this color down in here I really like in water here. I might want to give it just a little bit more. And it's also affecting some of the mountain back here. But the hue saturation is great, and that targeted adjustment tool is really nice. Now my blues might be a little too strong there, so I'm just going to ease those back a little bit more. Okay. When I was adjusting this, I was affecting the blues a little bit too much, so I'm just going to ease that back just a little bit. And I think maybe just a little bit more. Yeah, maybe right there. Here's our final image. I wanted to throw different styles of images at Topaz Adjust AI just to show you that it doesn't just work on one type of image. It'll pretty much work on anything that you throw at it, which is really awesome. I'm going to start out on this image with standard, see what it does here. And look, really nice. Look at that detail that popped out of there, okay? So let's put that dual screen up again. So look at the left and look at the right. But look at that. That looks really fantastic, I got to say. Beautiful. Extra detail in this bowl of fruit here. Let's try it on HDR style. See what we get. Okay. I get a little bit more back in here, I think. It looks a little on the green side here, so here's an easy fix for that. Just take the tint and move it a little bit to the right, and see that? Cleans it right up. We just have to add a little bit of magenta tint to counteract that green in there. But right there looks pretty good. Now, let's look at standard again. Now remember, I have that green tint on it, but I'm just looking at the fruit. Which do I like better? Let's bring this tint back to the center. I like this, but you know what? I think I like the HDR better. So let's go back to HDR. And I'm going to just take my tint again and bump it a little bit to the right, just to purify that white color, get rid of some of the green cast that's in it. And right like that, and it's fixed. Now let's have some fun. Let's look at our exposure here. Do we want to darken this up at all? I might just ease back in the exposure, but look at all these really cool controls you have in here. I might pull my highlights back a little bit, just to tame them. I always like to do that. Do I want to open up the shadows any? Let's see. Okay, I might just open up the shadows a little bit there. I'm not going to play with the whites or blacks. I've already messed with the tint, so I'm not going to mess around there. But here, let's play with our clarity. And look at our fruit and the words on the page and the spoon here. So let's do micro first. And I can bring some extra detail out on this table here, which is nice. So I might go a little stronger on the micro on this one. Yeah, maybe something like that. Let's do our low. Yeah, maybe so. I'm going to be a little more aggressive on this image like here. Let's do our medium. Okay, that's too much, Dave. Going to be a little easier on the medium. Ease off on the medium a little bit. And let's try the high. Yeah, I don't want that. I'm looking at the spoon and the coffee. Although that's not bad, actually. I like that little bit of darker coffee look, and that spoon gets a little bit more contrast on it. So I'm just going to bat right around there. Now look at the left and compare it to the right. It's looking pretty nice. I might take I'm going to play with the temperature and move it to the right a little bit here just to warm things up a little bit. Yeah, just a tiny little bit. Yeah, I like that. I get some nice white here. Yeah, compared to the left and right, but man, that looks nice. And let's go to small detail. Let's see, do I want to get any small detail in there? Maybe just a very little bit. I'm really very, I try to be very careful when I'm working with the detail because too much can make it go bad. But look at this fruit in here. Look how nice it looks here. Let's try a little bit of medium in here. Okay, just a very tiny bit. And how about large? Got to be careful. Maybe somewhere right around there. I might pull my medium. No, my medium's pretty good. Maybe back just a notch right there. But look at the before on the left and the after on the right. I'm liking that. Now, let me see. Do I want to warm up my highlights a little bit? Remember, the highlights default on warm tones, but you can drag this into any tint that you want here. But let me just add a little bit of warmth to my highlight. It might make this image look a little more inviting if I do that. I don't want to go too much. I'm saying a little bit will go a long way. Maybe right there. I think that looks good. And let me see. Do I want to cool my shadows at all? Let's try it. Yeah, I mean, I could. Do I want to, though? If I do, it's going to be... That's nothing. I'm bringing it up there. Okay, I'm kind of looking at the berries in the bowl and things like that. If I do anything, it's going to be very subtle, I think, right there. I think I'm happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and click Apply. And here we are back in Photoshop. Now let's take a look at all three images before and after and see what Adjust AI has done for us. All right, so here's our last image right here. So here's the before right there. And here is the after. But look at the pop that came out of this image here. I really love the way that fruit looks. Really nice. So there's the before and there's the after. And if you felt you went too strong, you can always take the opacity and ease it off a little bit if you wanted to as well. So I always recommend doing that if you think you went a little overboard with any adjustment. So there you go. So here's our before and here's our after. Man, a beautiful improvement. Let's go to our second image here. And this guy right here, let's take a look at the before. Here's the before right there. And here is the after. But look how that thing pops. I went ahead, if you see this layer right here, I went ahead and got rid of some. Remember, there was some dust spots in here. I went ahead and got rid of those dust spots because they were bugging me, okay? But again, here is the before, and here is the after. The image just pops off the page. It's like, I like to explain it back when high definition TVs first came out. It was like standard definition would be like this, and high definition looks like this, but beautiful, great results. I love it. Now let's go to the first image that we tried right here. Here's the before, kind of dull, kind of lackluster, and here is the after. So again, one more time, the before and the after. Topaz Adjust AI. What a great piece of software. There were 3 examples today. I hope you enjoyed these. Can you see the power inside of Topaz Adjust AI? You have the 2 models, standard and high definition, and then you have all the adjustments. You know, the basic lighting adjustments, then you have the color adjustments, you have clarity, you have detail, you have split toning, you have grain you can add, for crying out loud, if you want to add that to your image as well. But it'll take an image and take it from just an average mediocre image and give you an image that will really pop and stand out. So give it a try. Hey, if you enjoyed this tutorial today, please give it a like and share it with your friends. If you're not yet a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe and click that bell notification icon. Then every time I upload a new tutorial, you'll be notified about it. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today in the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. I'll see you all right here next time, but until then, happy editing.